What you see is what you get.
What's good? Welcome to something a little new for the channel. I play a lot of Sonic, so obviously that's not new. But I don't really play Sonic fan games, but this is an exception. Because I have heard nothing but absolute schmeat writing for this game. Affectionate. Sonic Triple Trouble, 16-bit. This is apparently the best way to play the game. I played a little bit of it. Failed recording. Don't worry about it, guys. None of your business. I got to the second zone. I don't know how long this game is. But from what I've played so far, it's really good. It's so good. So, immediate, like, frame one thoughts, right? I'm huge into the Sonic 3 aesthetic. It's I think, my favorite classic Sonic visual style, even when compared to Mania. I know, specifically within the fan game space, a lot of games derive sprites from Mania, or they do it from, like, Sonic 1, or, like, a mix between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. That seems to be, like, the de facto classic Sonic style for a lot of people. But, dude, holy shit do I miss when the games actually tried to change the art style dramatically through pixel art. Because Sonic 3, dude, the art style is so tight. It's so tight. And maybe that's my Sonic 3 schmeat writing card coming in handy. But, you know, it's a good game. What do you want me to do? Not like it? Frame one, something I know that I love about this game. The spin dash is crazy. The spin dash feels so much faster. I don't know what they did to it. I guess the acceleration is just not so fast. But also, you get the drop dash frame one. Something a lot of games don't get right. Or at least a lot of the, like the fan remakes don't get right. Is they don't give you the drop dash immediately. They want you to, like, I guess, play the game as intended. Fucking dumb shit, right? But that means that, like, Sonic 3 Air, you have to unlock the spin dash, and it's like, I just kind of wanted to play with, or the drop dash, rather, sorry. It's like, I kind of just want to play with the drop dash frame one. Like, I didn't want to have to go through all this extra shit to unlock it, you know? And then, when it comes to, there's this one Sonic CD port. Bro, I'm trying to think of what it's called. By the way, this opening is sick. Just out of the gate, like, so cool. I love the tie into Sonic 3. I love making this, like, the Sonic 4 experience that a lot of people wanted from, you know, their post-Sonic 3 playthrough. Really, really cool idea. Love it. And compared to the real Sonic 4, this is winning so far. I know, not a hot take, dude. I know people want to shit-talk Sonic 4 all the time, and I have a not super popular opinion on that game, but I guess maybe that's for another day. You know what? No. It's for right now. I'm gonna defend that game. I think that game is just mid as fuck, and people say it's awful because they're haters and evil and they've got bad energy, bro. It's your energy, dude. Sonic 4 is whatever. It's as mid as a lot of the other mid 2D Sonic games, and you're just saying that shit because you got bad juju vibes, brother. That's all I'm saying. But already the aesthetic, fire. I love the look of this, and obviously I've already played a little bit of it, so I've gone through this whole act so far, or both of the two acts. And then I think like the first zone in, or first act in Zone 2 rather. So I've done a little bit. Not super 100% blind, but I think that helps a little bit. Just like, it helps me get my feet wet a little bit. Gets my bearings bared, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just having to, like, jump into it immediately and be like, dude, let's form these opinions together at the same time. I know that's, like, what people like from, these blind kind of playthroughs, and when it's semi-blind, it's like, alright, well, it's not, I don't know, it loses a little bit of luster, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, it's not that deep, bros. I just wanted to play this fan game, because I've been meaning to for a long time. I've been trying to find a good way to play every single one of, like, the Game Gear or Master System. I think this was Game Gear only. I'm pretty sure this was Game Gear only. But, like, the Game Gear Master System-esque games, I've been trying to find a good way to play all of those, and I have been slightly struggling until, you know, the release of this, obviously. And then there's also the remakes of the Master System games, the SM remakes or whatever. But the second one is, like, weird. The SM remake for Sonic 2 is a little fucky-wucky. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there are, like, these unique mobile variants, I guess is the best way to put it. Handheld variants of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and then there's a few just handheld classic Sonic games, like Triple Trouble, and then there's another one that I'm thinking of that I cannot... Sonic Blast? That one, does that count? There's another one I'm thinking of, I think. But, you know, there's kind of a bunch of mobile games that are at least worth looking at, or handheld games that are at least worth looking at. And it's very difficult to find a way to play them that doesn't make the games. I didn't see that before. I love the skipping across the water shit. That gets me I'm sorry. It gets me excited. It gets me very excited. But it's hard to find a way to play them that doesn't feel archaic. So there's the SM Remake, which is the Sonic 1 Master System remake. That one's pretty faithful to the original. I think there's very small changes here and there, but nothing crazy. And then there's SM2 Remake, which, like, just make your own fucking game at that point. Like, I get it, and I think it's really cool that they kind of took the remake and made it their own thing. You know, Final Fantasy VII Remake style, but at the same time, it's like, alright, but I wanted a remake of it, though. You did that for the first one, you know, Final Fantasy VII Remake was different from Frame 1, but you made the first one, and then you just changed up the second one a bunch. Like, I kind of wanted a second game, so, like, I think I'm gonna play the Master System Sonic 1 through the remake, and then I'll take a look at the Master System Sonic 2, but I'm also going to, probably just play the original version of that. I get it. The games are kind of archaic, but when it comes to actually being able to talk about the games, you know, like, I can't say shit if I play the remake, and I'm like, you ran into a bunch of shit? You think the level design was unfair? Well, I could see more of the level all at once, so it's actually just your fault. You're the dumb one here. I don't know exactly how these levels work. Okay, so the rings are a countdown. I did this once before in my other save file. In my secret hidden baby secret save file. You don't look at it. I did it once before, and it wasn't too bad. I really fuck with this type of design for special stages in Sonic. Like, it's just so cool, dude. I love the race shit. It's very inherently Sonic. It's nothing that feels weird or off. So it's such a vibe. I don't really like when 2D classic Sonic games have that weird, like, 3D effect. I like when we were just flying with Tails in the tornado. I don't like when classic Sonic games do that type of shit. Just because I have a really hard time getting the right, like, what's the right word I'm looking for? I almost said aspect ratio. What is happening in my brain, bro? Not aspect ratio, obviously. I like them having a specific... I have a hard time with speaking, guys. That's what I'm talking about. No, it's all about the depth of field. I can't properly judge the depth when I'm doing that shit. It's difícil. It's muy difícil. So that's what my issue is with it, and I think that suffers a little bit from it as well. Not when you're, like, just normally, give that to me, give that to me, give that to me. Oh, I'm so fucked, bro. I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked. I didn't die on that the first time. Just so you know. That's because I was struggling thinking about words. That one didn't count. I'm usually really good at Sonic boss fights. I also like this one a lot, because from what I've played, it's very much in line with the design philosophies of other classic Sonic boss fights, because you just fuck this dude up. Also, love this tuck and roll shit. Actually makes the game so good. Like, every single... Oh, bro, I jumped into that. I'm so smart. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Okay, this is not hard. This boss isn't hard. I got it first try, frame 1. It was super easy. Not difficult at all. I guess... Dude, there's actually kind of a lot that can hurt you here. I did not realize that. But, alright, we're good. He takes no hits at all. I don't know why that was so difficult for me. But whatever. What was I saying? Something, something, something... Depth of field is difficult for me with those things, and I think that's the case for a lot of people. Like, the Sonic Advance 1 special stage, kind of dog shit for the same reason. And then the Sonic Advance 3 special stage, I don't know. When you're on the ground, it makes more sense. But when you're, like, in the air, it's just fucking... It's impossible, dude. It's impossible. Love the stage transitions. I didn't notice that before. I also never hopped in this shit. Like, I know this was a thing, but I never used it. I don't know if this is, like... cool already. I don't know if it helps me with anything. It just kind of seems like a cute set piece that I might never use. Kind of like the tail switching mechanic that it taught me about in the beginning of the game. I'm never going to use that shit. Like, I'm so sorry. When I play a Sonic game, I want to play as Sonic, and I don't want to have to switch between people. I think that's kind of why Mania Plus for me, the Plus playthrough, I just never think about anymore. Because it was like a cool novel concept, and I think it's the same here. But it just wasn't like something that I naturally used in gameplay. And maybe if you, I don't know, started playing Classic Sonic with this, it would have been different. But like, there's just something about it, dude. Like, I can't get into it. I know I've had this kind of conversation before when it comes to the drop dash and like, why do people not use the drop dash? Yada yada yada. I guess it's because of their muscle memory is not telling them to do that. Maybe people that played this game before they played anything else will have muscle memory that kind of incentivizes them to switch to Tails at any point. But it feels kind of like a pace breaker. Like, it's not necessarily, I don't know. It doesn't feel very in line with the Sonic formula and what I personally enjoy from the Sonic formula. So that's my take from it. I definitely did that the intended way, guys. Don't pay attention to what Tails did. He's a fucking narc. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I don't know. I kind of want to get into this a little bit because I don't play Sonic fan games a lot. So there's not a whole lot of times for me to kind of talk about this. And also, I think this game is just generally solid. Like, there's not a whole lot for me to say on it. The aesthetic is fucking A1. The controls are near perfect. Minus the spin dash being souped up, but I actually really like that, so it doesn't even matter to me. But, dude, Tails, can you fuck off, bro? I don't know. Level design is also, that's something I wanted to talk about. It's so insanely good. It is one of the more solid Sonic fan game interpretations of Sonic level design, because it feels very in line with what, everything in the series had set up until this point, including Sonic 3. Like, sometimes it feels a little weird, but not very frequently, almost never. I definitely remember this boss fight, bro. Yeah, okay, so I definitely played up through Act 1 of this, because they nerfed the fuck out my boy here, dude. Like, he seems scary at first, and then you just fuck his shit up. Like, he's nothing right now, dude. Don't ignore the fact that I got hit there. It never happened, I swear. But what I was saying before, Sonic fan games. I never really get the chance to talk about them, and that's just because I never play them on this channel. And I have a very... I don't want to say I have a hate boner for Sonic fan games, because obviously I'm sitting here, I'm playing this game, I really like it. Like, this is a good fucking game. But I don't like the way the community talks about Sonic fan games 90% of the time, just because they are so frequently dick road into oblivion, and they get a lot of slack. And I 100% understand that, right? Because it's made by a dude who's not getting paid for this shit. This shit was free, I downloaded it, like, I didn't pay for this. I 100% think and believe that Sonic fan games should get a level of slack and not receive the same level of scrutiny as mainline Sonic games. But, guys, there's a caveat to this. I fucking despise, with every fiber of my being, when, people are like, dude, Sega, hire this man. Like, fans can design better shit than this. And I don't know if this is something that, I don't know if that's like a huge thing in the Sonic community itself anymore. I know it used to be. But then when reviewers started saying it, fans were like, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't agree with them. We don't stand with them. But I do see a lot of people say a lot of very kind things about fan games at the behest of mainline Sonic, and say, this is what we want, Sega, why don't you see, yada, yada, yada. And then the fan game, while being, like, solid, has some of the worst design decisions you've ever seen in your life. Like, I hate to say this. I know everyone loves these games, a lot of nostalgia for them. Sonic before and after the sequel kind of play like fucking ass. And I have a very hard time going back to those games. Thanks, Tails, you're so kind to me. I have a very hard time going back to those games, and I think it's a product of not only the games feeling kind of like shit to control in comparison to, you know, normal classic Sonic games, which is something that a lot of classic Sonic games have fixed now, so that's not an issue anymore, but it was for this game. I might as well show this off. I think it's just pinball, right? Yeah, okay, I remembered, right? Look, pinball! You guys know how I feel about pinball. If you don't know how I feel about pinball, I don't really like pinball, so I'm good, bro. Course out! Oh, no! Shit, what am I ever gonna do? Anyways. I don't know, like, I don't like the way the game feels, but beyond that, dude, the levels are designed like shit, man. Like, they're not good. I think there's very little that redeems that game in a modern context when we have such a plethora of classic Sonic content. Like, we cannot keep dick riding that game. Lake Feppard's been kind of cooking recently. I say kinda, because I also have kind of hot takes on that. He's been cooking well enough. Like, I like Spark 3. Spark 3 is fun, generally. But Spark 2 is also kind of tough. But Spark 1... Dude, maybe I shouldn't be part of this community. I've got some takes that would get me castrated. Don't kill me, bro. Don't kill me. Thank you. Can I get a ring or something right now? Before I start... Turn my... Okay. Now I can turn my brain off again. We're good. We're good. But... I don't know. I have a lot of very hot takes on things that maybe should not be as controversial as they are for me. I do not like Spark 1 at all. I couldn't even finish it. I was playing through it, and it's just such a boring platformer that's so confused. Like, it does not know what it wants to be. What was the point of that? Okay, that was just to get stuff. That's the one time I, like, this is something that pops up in Sonic fan games all the time for me, especially classic Sonic fan games. Like, I love you guys. You do a lot of great work. Sometimes fans do not know how to design levels, and that's okay. Again, I think, you know, fans deserve to not be treated with the same level of scrutiny as the mainline Sonic whatever. But, like, you guys cannot design levels sometimes. And this game has been insanely good with level design so far. Everything flows very, very, very well, and I've never, until that point, that was the one point I felt like, that was kind of weird. Like, I had to stop and think for a second. The flow didn't, like, work with traditional Sonic level design, but that's alright. One fuck up is genuinely nothing, bro. One fuck up is nothing to me. Nothing to me at all. What was I saying? Something, dude, I was shit-talking fan games like crazy. Where's the boss? Where's the boss? Where's the fake out? Fake out? No? Yes, no? Maybe so? How many levels are in this game? Hello, are we good? Alright. New shit, bro. Well, I gotta pause here. 20 minutes is already kind of long. I could beat this probably all in one video, but we're gonna give it a minute. I'm going to do a little research on how much is left, and we're going to come back to it next episode. I'll catch you guys later. Until then.